Welcome to another edition of Crossing the Middle Ministry. Today I want to talk about, does God know your future and my future? Does He know where we're going? If heaven is going to be our home, or if you're going to end up in hell? And the answer to that, of course, is yes. I don't like to leave people hanging. A lot of folks like to talk about it, beat around the bush, but I just like to tell you where I'm going. Okay, and then that way you can see the reasoning why I'm saying the things I say. Okay, so, and I want to read a couple of places here where it talks about God knowing, and one of those places is Romans 11:26. It says, Apostle Paul here is quoting the book of Psalms, and he's saying, and so all Israel shall be saved, as it is written, there shall come out of Zion the deliverer, and shall turn away ungodliness from Jacob. For this is my covenant unto them, when I shall take them away, when I shall take away their sins. Okay, and Christ being that one who has his sins taken away. And 11:27 here is referenced is in Isaiah 27:9, and 26 is in Psalms 14:7, and Habakkuk, is that Habakkuk or
Habakkuk?
8:8. Okay, anyways, and that's the place that he was talking, references about where Apostle Paul was talking about. Apostle Paul was an intellectual, and he was schooled. He was both Roman and he was Jew. Okay, so and he was in the hierarchy of the church in that day as well, the Jewish church. Okay, so. And that's why a lot of people look to Paul's writing so intensely and study, because Paul had a good understanding of what was going on. And maybe that's why God had called him, So, yeah, we are predestined. In other words, God has a plan for us to go follow a way, but we still have a free will. When Adam and Eve ate the apple in the garden, they received the knowledge of good and evil. That's what the Bible called it. Called it the fruit of knowledge of good and evil. So along with that came a free will. Because see, if you have knowledge of good and evil, then you gotta choose. If you have no choice with the knowledge, then it's not really a knowledge of. So yeah, and so God gives us the free will to choose. God knows where every man is going. Jesus said in this way that He even knows the number of the hairs on your head. And like one fellow said, He even knows for those of you who are bald, He even knows the original count. Get that phone, dude. So, and God knows here everything that's going on. And He knows the in-depth detail of each one of our lives. He knows all of the detail of everybody's life going on all at the same time. We have trouble concentrating on two subjects at one time. Some people can handle three.
Yeah.
But we have trouble concentrating on two subjects. Most of us do. And for us to come across a mind like that knows every intricate detail. He even knows the detail of things that are going on in every animal's life all at the same time, along with all the humans. And He hasn't forgotten anything that has ever happened to any human, ever. And on Judgment Day, He's going to bring it all back to all of our remembrances. And God can outsmart all the computers on the earth all at the same time, and have information way beyond anything that any computer can ever hold. The Bible tells us that He's omnipresent, meaning that He's everywhere at the same time. See, our mind can't comprehend things like that, you know. And like I was telling this one fellow on YouTube the other day, I said, we haven't even scratched the surface of the knowledge of God and the things that He's created. Out of all that we've ever done, we haven't scratched the surface. We don't know how God takes atoms and puts things together and makes them, you know, that type of thing. So, if you read on down here in Romans 11:29, it says, "For the gifts and the callings of God are without repentance." You see, and so God has, He has predestined us to a purpose in Him, and if we choose not to follow that way, then God's going to hold us to it. You know, if you're a false prophet, God's going to judge you as if you were a disobedient prophet, in other words, you know. And if you're a prophet that never, that God had called you to be a prophet, and you never answered that call, then God's still going to judge you as a prophet who was disobedient. Okay, so that type of thing. So, you know, so we know that there is free will in all that God has for us to do. So, and in judgment and that type of thing. And that's another subject that we're going to do in another time. So, thank you for joining me again today. And join me again tomorrow on Crossing the Middle Ministry. We'll have another great subject right here for you to watch. Hopefully I'll get this put on before too long. God bless.